Alright, I was upstairs and working on some Blender stuff, and then I saw this. Now, this is a download for my security cameras, and you don't see it yet, but in a few seconds you'll see a cat run up the road and then hide into the tunnel of the neighbor's driveway, where the tunnel for the ditch goes underneath. Now, I didn't see it at first because see, there goes the cat. I didn't see it, and being chased by a dog. I didn't see it at first because I'm not staring at the security camera monitors all the time anyway. I have it set next to my computer on my workstation, and it's set up as you can see here. But at this point in the video, I had no idea what was going on because I wasn't looking at it. And you can see that dog up in the top left corner trying to get under that tunnel to get to that cat. That cat is one that we've had around here for a while. We've named him Tommy Boy. He's a fairly old cat. Now, this cat that's sitting on the porch, that's a cat that's also been around here forever. That cat's like 15 years old, maybe 16 or 17. And she's obviously sees the dog and is kind of weary, but for whatever reason she didn't run off. Normally she would have ran off behind through the gate or something like that. Now, what we can't see from this camera is that down the bottom right hand corner where you can't see is the other cat named Hobbles. Now, Hobbles, he's missing his right front paw, and he got into a fight with what we believe was probably either a possum or a raccoon, and he's got a big scab on the side of his face. Now, it's gotten a lot better, but both those cats are on the porch, and eventually that dog does notice the cat on the porch. Now, at this point, I still have not seen that dog out there, because if I had, I would have scared off the dog long before it got up on the porch. But in a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds or so, you're going to see the dog owner drive up in what I think is a Jeep. A dark gray colored Jeep, I believe. I'm not that much into cars, so I don't really know the type of cars anymore. I did more when I was younger. Right now the dog's standing across the street, and he's probably thinking about chasing their chickens, because they usually have their chickens running free around this time of day. But he's just standing there. But I would have thought for sure that the cat on the porch would have went and hid somewhere by now. She always does. I mean, every time she sees a dog, she just runs and hides. But for whatever reason, she didn't do that this time. Now, there goes the owner of the dog. And of course, the dog's just mostly playing and trying to get away from the owner. Now, at this point, this is about the moment I saw the dog on the security camera. Now, the dog sees the cat, goes up there, tries to get to the cat. Not being real aggressive or vicious, but enough that it shouldn't be happening. And she's not in no hurry. Look at her, just kind of sauntering along.
You get out of here!
I'm trying to get her.
That dog's been up here before.
No, she's not. She never gets out. Here, come here.
And just in case you can't hear it, because it didn't come in very clear in the video,
Come here.
I basically opened the door, because I was upstairs at the time, and came running down the steps and opened the door and said, of course, get out of here, you know, in an aggressive way to try to scare the dog. And the woman said something along the lines of, the dog's not going to hurt anyone or something like that, except for the fact that it just got done chasing cats. And I told her that the dog's been down here before going after these cats. I don't think I used those exact words, but that's paraphrasing. And she said, no, it hasn't. And I said, I have it on camera. Because there was I posted a video of it a good while back, a year or two, about 2 years ago. That same dog and the other dog that they have coming up on the porch and trying to get these cats. Because they're far less aggressive when they're by themselves. But when they're running together, they are very aggressive in regards to going after these cats.
Look, treat.
And this is the part that trips me out. The dog doesn't respect her. She's not the alpha. She's trying to bribe the dog with a treat. I kind of mumbled under my breath at one point, something along the lines of, imagine the insanity of trying to bribe a dog. She keeps, I don't know. But the dog didn't get to any of them, and quite frankly, it wasn't being super aggressive either. But it was aggressive enough to where, it kind of aggravated me. Especially being that this is the first time this year with that dog, but that dog, whenever it gets out, it's almost always with its buddy, which I'm assuming is their other dog. And whenever they get out, which it was last year twice, year before that 2 or 3 times, and they are, 5 times more aggressive towards these cats than what you saw here today. But this is the part that trips me out. She gets the dog in the car and then she kind of runs around to the other side like she was nervous. It's kind of weird. But I bet you I know what it was. She probably had the door or the window open on the other side and she wanted to get around before the dog jumped out the window. That's probably what happened. But anyway. Of course, I'm just standing there until they get gone, because I don't want to open up that gate and risk the dog jumping out a window or something coming up here and messing with the cat again. And I don't want to leave that gate closed because I want the cats to have free reign. Because these aren't our cats. They're just ones that we've taken care of for years. They're just strays that basically made a home here. Now the neighbor's dog is out, but that dog doesn't care anything about the cats. And besides, he's on a leash. And of course, at this point, I only thought one cat was on the porch. I reached down there and pet him on the back of his head to let him know everything's okay. But one of the old cat, Lara, she was inside of one of those igloos, and she was all the way in the back. I didn't know it until after I reviewed the camera footage later. Because I actually thought the cat that was by the gate was Hobbles, but it was actually Lara. But anyway, I guess that's all of it. Later, people.